Siamanyoko no, former deputy Ashanti regional minister. You cannot nonsense some grandpa. What's the Sabina Kumase Jato? Your friend say, KTA. You better tap into the Nadmo experience. No, na say Basa no mana. Ankadia nanka Nadmo no combate my year. The abuai sis adi hokwa. And Commander Dosso Ghana Commander Yane Honorable Joseph Yami Ebabedi National Organizer Ma NDC Amanyoko. No mercy or Ghana Yinano. Yebe Bosso Obertini Jina ye. I want send something in Aswo. Action day. And I yawada. But I said we see Canada down bottom asa. Also those are two bottom asa bottom ate. Shinim. Also now ye gaga. Cast me and Sunday Sylvia back with your boss. Now no would you free drop a beans and a bass in Sifie and then your toe a real bobos a toguso names a rianoso a boguso bass this you up and yet you might. Poor cast bear me and Sabisi and yet you might as you walk. What do you with him? Sika sounds new bottom. My choke can be called Unicorn Car Rentals or Madama. What's so Sanunka, SUV, 4x4 buses, you bet with your momo. Nobody a ma high, said a baya Bosumi Biano, Sikabe Babeda Botum, 1 year Sika Grananya with 3,000 cities, Bosumi Biara, when your Grananya 3,000 cities. I drop a fossil at the car, Besho Monsemno, or more experience and more and go for your home, you nim. Womo etinya ahowo ene de kai be mom nye nkofa omodo kan be nantena ochirabete kana sei mesrawo ene baka no ho asiesie nso a jamaye ye ne obetena sei ne aye nhwehwe passer be ya wo ka no dan den ne beti apo na ye adwuma amao etiene se salon car talk about Elantra Corolla Civic ene de keka ho SUVs ahodo RAV4 CRV Santa Fe Fortuner ene ne ho kro number 4x4 eye Pajero Prado V8 fani nyina koma Unicorn Car Rentals. Now what to intimimra and a buses no say Toyota Hiace Hyundai. I say rough would any be Mr. Fakoma Unicorn Car Rentals. Now intimim from my high. Now what to emra from more 0208404,000 and I think so much quine a year airport city na Mervyn Peak Hotel. Now baby a intimim konanim Unicorn Car Rentals. What kind of my high no na NJ air day but what kind my high no na ahoton so ba wodo ka na ma han no na ahonka abafie afei Oman Atenase Honorable Joseph Rollins Yamin yeah the Rollins are Canadian no honorable Mache Prince National Organizer ma NDC Amanyoko no
oba akra na o change you din
za
ti ya fro
Kwame.
You see a frog Kwame Minkah.
Edino Kohansana me in Camphon 7 Bemano. We drew a make audition for TV Africa news presenter. No say I cray Eke News are Ed. Na Prince no so free. And I say, oh, my brother Ding was when you Bruni ata. Ya would bay, nam so memenda. Was a frog Kwame. And the cow.
Say no, I don't know.
Okay.
But what about
sound?
That's not a kitty. Oh, Mekai said 2008.
That's right.
The NDC's last rally.
Same, yeah.
And a grand team interview. Then there was a man be a no Jinan chain. So bro for Nunqua.
Yeah,
report for CTF. Yeah. So bro for Nunqua and the Kunulo.
Oh.
And I remember how you struggled to get me to end the interview. And to the end, this is at that time, at that young age.
Yeah.
Because oh, you me free. Sound
correct.
And it looks like you were only interested in interviewing me.
Yeah, because no to Jabi was
oh baby answer.
And I me person channel. I go my video so.
You see that's why I say sir. If the end is we don't go back to the style of 2008.
That's right.
Difficult beating the MPP.
Style of 2008. Yeah. So be in my idea.
Okay, so yeah, of course, all the unim, but you go into details more. But what we'll do is that, and I wrote it on my Facebook wall. Sometimes I am a people don't understand, and they start making. Well, I don't mind how you interpret what I put on Facebook. There are times I put just a picture. In fact, it's left for you to decide.
That's right. Make your own judgment.
But I spent time to go through the comments, and that influences my next post. Comments, you know, I got to find out how are people taking it. They're not watching and stuff. If we don't attack the MPP heart and soul, we should forget about that.
Heart and soul.
I say, yeah, campaign, no matter. Feel it. You need to feel it. You need to have sleepless nights before we can beat them. Because you see, I'm a Tio Akoto.
Yeah.
Why do you want to be president? I want to be flag bearer of MPP. It's an achievement to be an MPP flag bearer.
A big deal more.
Because you become the most powerful person. When Anado was flag bearer 2 years to election, President Gufo became useless as far as the administration, the control of the MPP.
And as a matter of fact, I have some theories behind the name from Amuchi say, Nientia Omatrincho Monase in electing a flag bearer, simply because young person Nanado be useless at this time.
Like he did to President Gufo.
Let's just a flag bearer,
here to the MPP. And at this point, the MPP Nina have resolved. It is OTA statement to me. It doesn't hit well by the president. Say, I'll hand over to only an MPP here party. It doesn't make sense. And now do never hand you over. It is Ghanaians who are handing over. So when he assumed that right and posture, he's wrong.
I mean, so be up and say at least in the party.
No, you can obey me as so die. But as an ex-president who is living to be a statesman, Okasano should begin to reflect that. So when Okasano reflected that, it means that Anado will never be a statesman. He's only interested in the MPP as a political party. And his control our
party.
And that is the danger for the NDC. And that's why I always say it's NDC for, you see, the issue of Obi Jima Juma, and one for Mami Yama Juma, and you see, a Juma no does. So if Obi Babeji Juma, look for another one and do it. So we look for this one and do it. Then the issue now, when I'm in the contest in the area, next 4 years to come before we think about who replaces. But for now, it's about how we are going to push a sleeping elephant into the bush.
And how about national organizer challenges maybe are facing here now?
No, it's just natural. We are doing more of reconciliation. And reconciliation in area because we are Obini call contest and now Obini will be the contest because we are in the last stage of our structures.
That's right.
For the first time presidential and parliamentary elections together. And BB also shall say the first time it comes with some difficulties and challenges. And contested. We already have the issue of we have a contest for either constituency chairman or any other constituency executive, regional executive, national executive. That at the end of that. Then we are now going into the bigger one, which is the parliamentary. There's no time to waste on reconciliation as NDC. We need more than 2 years to work, and unfortunately, we don't have it.
But we hear for some better idea we are saying. And sana sadia ya pay etimaba.
So that is why you best spend the time. Yeah, better now we feed the case. Because any NDC person that wants to hear the truth listens to your show.
Absolutely.
Any MPP person that wants to listen to the truth listens to your show.
Yeah.
Because we cannot agree. So I know when I come and sit here, I am speaking to a wide number of Ghanaians who think right. then the NDC.
Yeah. But on grounds, no, so now, I mean, beyond say, yeah, castle on radio, so a quite bear for France, so now for Saturday, a man for bedrooms, or who say, or Concassia be damanim. Now, so be a no be a yan Chafani and co.
So the last time I went to a Jamai, that was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Saturday will become 2 weeks. My catcher almost said, oh, your program was a bedroom crana for ever. Oh, come. That is the only means I bet me I'm why encouraged to want to work. Because I was organizing programs all over. There are programs that I organize after the flag bearership contest, where John Mahama becomes the NDC flag bearer for 2024 elections. Now, National takes over the campaign. There's a campaign team that will be formed. Then we plan the campaign, how his campaign should go. But constituencies in India, they do their programs. They get motivation from Yang, support from Yang in terms of CBBA. And some of us have decided to say, yeah, dedicated next 2 years ahead of us till we push the MPP into the bush for the party. And your program now, your bedroom crana, when you get us the information, now we'll try our possible best to be coming there.
Okay.
Ever since I've been a national organizer, one thing that I do is call all over, and it's not easy, but you still have to go because you didn't know that the tax are now so we are on it. But I'm saying that Osunu nankasa pushing anything no washe dada. So ade na oda obi a wada ninya ne eden pa.
Osunu mu su yo tele.
Osun. Oba e wo be didia e kakraka.
En wasada.
And na washe dada. It's a deliberate sleep. And we have to also put in a deliberate effort. See, and waking up. So be a the force you have to do something to get him awake. And sana what pijana managina sana what piano so it's not an easy task. So the task ahead of us is strong. If we don't attach the needed bite, the man feel the pinch any idea. As I ain't mean baby.
So that bite the pinch no.
I know the say me can over feed so then I'm telling my opponents to go and prepare. What I want to put in there is that we should be doing something. I bet put the MPP on a defensive. And always looking for counter. And that will give them sleepless night. That will also make us be moving forward because Bobo now say attack here. The possibility of winning is high because you are pushing the defenders into the post, and one silly mistake can result in a goal.
But you see, maybe that's a question. No, Wabra won't sedan chre niamo babe pote. And say, a man for baby say, oh yeah, mo bano. Yami money. I see don't get yamo bani and you say jabi ba. And they come by a first breaking crying, na bibi babesi. But a man for still hold that notion say NDC in opposition, mother.
Well, I don't know what your person, but if the current leadership of the NDC will be the one to the previous leadership one, then the person may be wrong. I think certain actions be a signal to everybody say we mean business. We mean business, and business in the Yaminipa. Our core operation is to win power for the NDC in 2024. Our core operation is to make John Mahama the president of Ghana in 2025. And you're committed in.
We are national executive. The others.
Which one?
There's cabinet before and that
they are all NDC. But at the end, John Mahama wins the primaries with 88% 98% of the vote. Minimum.
Young say party executives na better na chintin well.
No, but there's no wrong doing about that. Alright, party is so more na obi a party penny. Obi a tuaba. Karadofo had a chance of voting for somebody to be a national organizer. Whoever he voted for, it's his choice. Maybe I mean, right to also vote for somebody. I have, and I vote my 12 years that.
But what rights of dying?
Yeah, I have the right. What I don't have is to commit the entire department of the organizational wing of the party. And there is Imran Simikwine. But as an individual, I'm here delegate. I'm to about there, and I will advocate that the best bet for the NDC is John Dramani Mahama. Mimi Nyaya and Kawubi Akra and Fafum. But when you know you are going into a contest that we eventually lose, not still also Bekwa, all right. So we give everybody the right to want to do it. I have not followed His Excellency John Dramani Mahama anywhere or corner Dwabo as a national officer. When you're part of his campaign team, and national executives are not part of the campaign team.
So far, I mean,
you can choose to go and join, but Mrabia and Siukwang, we have left me particular. Say, I will not be seen with him going anywhere. Or by a flag bearer we are, and then he becomes a
leader,
something that will move. But I will go to meet him in my constituency. Because on the 18th, which is a Saturday, 7 p.m., you're supposed to be at Kwadasu constituency.
That's right.
So when you see me there, I am going there because he's supposed to meet delegates from Kwadasu constituency. And I'm a delegate from Kwadasu constituency. I'll go and listen to him. I'm not going there because I'm a national organizer. And me know the others no ko ha menko.
But Commandant Dufo had cause to complain. Anna, I won't who some penny funny and so dinechi.
Because we are on a choice.
Wow.
We are on a choice. Let me be free halfway. Me see me we are the Obaba Biano. I won't spend time to come because the Metuma Bamano no me koko tiena sem we I go and I vote for him. You see, NDC should be serious. There's no time to waste. There's no time to play. There's no time for gambling. The only person that can save this country is John Dramani Mahama from the NPP. You know why? Because I want no Nagana for compared to the NPP administration. I'm not comparing anybody. Maybe you're more Nadmo, like you said.
Yeah.
If I sit down and I bring what is happening at Nadmo, I bet shock you. They do nothing. They sit there.
At this time.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
When was the last time we had Nadmo even giving relief items? The last time we had it. Now you're coaching more pro. And you're doing about we had the expired products in the day. It never happened under our administration. But you spend the time to talk about what the NADMO coordinator is doing as to whether say yebi anasi and yebi. We spend time to talk about how many hospitals were put up by John Mahama, how many are being put up by Nanado, how many were completed, how many is left to the bush, the schools, the roads, the hospitals, the whatever, the employment, the collapse of businesses, the building of it, and others. And we are mentioning one person. Fortunately enough, that person, the entire Ghana for Bonidi, is that he has another opportunity to rule this country again. People were not mentioning Rawlings's name, may he so rest in peace.
That's right.
People are not mentioning Atabil's name, not because he's dead, may he so rest in peace. People are not mentioning Kufuor's name because on to me be deep, even though what you say. But whatever comparative analysis you do about Kufuor, and some name Betina Kunyaso Ebim, people will not mention the Kufuor, they are even not mentioning him. But people are mentioning John Mahama because there's another opportunity. Ghana for man one chance. He still has constitutional right to come again. And Ghana for steady in leadership style, the developmental projects are what they buy, the kind of quality leadership are there than what they buy. And Ghanaian says that why do we waste our time and say because of democracy in TM? I don't understand. There are certain forms of democracy which maybe we have to practice, and that is the dictatorship form of democracy.
So no now what can go for
No, but when it is going to serve the larger picture, the best one, the interest.
Why it determines her?
It's the party.
Wow.
It's the party. I mean, sometimes we spend time to do things about dragging your back before we want to move. At this particular point in time, we don't have the time.
No mercy.
We need to be attacking them. In some more we don't spend time to talk.
I've said
it. I mean, there's a news item going around. We see on paper. But it's not on the ground. So Nanado's and yes, he's the best when it comes to road construction on paper. But in reality, he's the worst. In Ashanti region, Nanado tells me that we are about 6,000 plus kilometers of road.
Yeah.
Then he comes to tell us that 6 years, because 7 years, and they've completed 1,500. I mean, no, you know, no, I say my quite chain will be now when you're a man from on bomb and say manner, then on bomb and say they don't know what they are doing. Because that is an insulting statement. 6 years. Why you want my coin 6,000? Why you move your friend is 1,000?
Yeah.
And you are priding yourself to say I buy beer and you want more. Why you quite chain? Oh, is it the my contract? And I gonna for her, and now the car to me first mano.
But the 200 among cry.
The waste, I don't need the kind. Yeah,
they are contract.
So and Nanado Danko Akufuado and the MPP, when they dream is an achievement.
But one can be that.
No.
More bam.
No. You see, that is why
Tamamoto expansion.
It wasn't an achievement. It was something that we were telling Ghana for, say we are going to do it.
Yeah.
And indeed, Senanado your president or your president on Kebeye, which means that it's never a lie. But there are some of them that Nanado Danko Akufuado and Krofo. At the IM Manta. When was the last time you heard one district, one factory? You're Jaika. Because a failure.
It's a one village, one down, done irrigation.
And irrigation. One village, one said the purpose was irrigation.
I'm referring to your State of the Nation's address. No?
But it's a guarantee pit.
When you should nomenclature, say one village, one dam, but you should irrigation, say about irrigation, your boy,
homebody.
One village, one dam.
Irrigation, no, him for. And when you do irrigation, it should reflect in food production.
That's right.
Currently, we are having shortage of food. When you don't have shortage of food, why will prices go up?
And you're Russia and Ukraine talk.
Russia and Ukraine, so I'm not banchi. The banchi and body we eat. Russia and Ukraine family. So, and check. Two boot years I buy.
Yeah.
Rebecca say because of Russia, Ukraine, Intinias I to living as a.
But I had the pa. So at least you bring your scam.
No, what I mean is that when I buy any BBI is Russia, Ukraine, and that Russia and Ukraine be never anything. The Russian economy is booming as a result of the war. So there are some times that wars, you as a country, you take advantage. And make good use of it. I don't know, at the end of the day, only going down. What about Togo? What about Burkina Faso? What about Cote d'Ivoire? Russia and Ukraine, they've been Kanuana. Because the Ivorians, this time, I think one of the largest producers of cocoa.
Yeah.
We used to be Batomasayo. The Ivorians have nowhere made a statement. Say, I'm from cocoa, benin cocoa. But Ghana, we've put up a statement. So you cocoa farmer, go and look for the poultry farmer and take a cocoa bean. I'm using cocoa bean for us to understand.
And now cocoa sabia.
For people to understand. Brofo Rebecca said the letter.
Yeah.
it sounds so civilized. No, and cocoa bini, and you see, from cocoa so because there's no fertilizer, and because there's a Russia and the Ukraine war. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
But in your DAC.
Saying
Russia and Ukraine into Kwame.
So I'm saying that Russia and Ukraine no nye hona a Cote d'Ivoire for so for more fertilizer. If they are not picking it from Russia, Ukraine, Ghana should go to where they are picking it. So that but you see, we cannot produce more cocoa because there's no fertilizer to give us the good yield. And cocoa so I yanko farm toilet poultry farms na gu. There's no poultry industry in this country. Go and check the farms. Never who's a farm be who know 10,000 bears. Today or struggle to even feed 2,000 bears. And the later no first in a year, bread. And I'm speaking as a poultry farmer. Ye later no, and almost every 3 months we also we. Ye need baby a kotuagu. Today a letter. Is going for 20 cedis per bag. First, ye per month for chon, ya best say they are caught ye to their corner. Today they are selling it for 20 cedis per bag. But where you want to bag Ghana and Kwana? Yeah, Ghana and Kwana because we have a very weak and senseless and useless government. But here we are. What I think free MPP for no say. Who America cry? Omo banks great gugu. I must say, Abaye and Comocati or why you you bet my fast on the banks do na and coqua. So, and a man pay you go with Independence Parade. Or say, I be a doom sonny war, and you be a gentle santry as any companion. You see, when Americans are going into difficult situations, normally Russia, Ukraine, here example, I understand them. Because Ukraine war Nankasan is virtually a war between America and Russia. You know how much America is spending on the and Zelensky said arms and they are almost going to be run over by the Russians. Arms and because America they are depleting their stock. For the first time in the history of the world, America for I shall see almost storage, oil storage onto the market because Russia, the sanctions are at the atom. So, in terms of oil storage, America is depleting its stock. They will be affected, they will be hit, but not Ghana. So, when Ghana then it means that you need good managers. It means that we are not thinking. It means that I'm for bit the to be rulers of this country, but not managers of the country. Look at this useless CIA. They call parliament. MPP for to want to support. Doesn't make sense. But staying on Sika Samon to you know, the person would His Excellency Nanado Danko Kufado Bio. Brana will justify say Busiano Mabo Boninano. A Yansa Busiano Mabo, a wise borrowing, and Omaye. It is obedient general Gaza. Omabo Bosia ma eka abedo man Ghana so a omo bibia wo mo de kire tie no
the work that still needs to be done on the state of our roads, the bridges that have to be built, considering the number of classrooms that need to be built, the furniture and equipment needs at all stages of equipment, of education, considering the number of children who should be in school and are not, considering the number of towns and villages that still do not have access to potable water. I dare say no one can suggest we have overborrowed or spent recklessly. Yes, I've been in a hurry to get things done, and this includes massive developments in agriculture, education, health, irrigation, roads, rails, ports, airports, sea defense, digitization, social protection programs, industrialization, and tourism. We can be justifiably proud of the many things that we have managed to do in the past 6 years. As I go around the country, I hear the pleas for more roads, schools, hospitals. And as the rainy season comes, I wish, as every other Ghanaian does, that would have built more drains than we have. And I wish we have the resources to do more. But Mr. Speaker, I'm proud of the amount of work that we have done, especially in the road sector.
Nani so adwuma o ma ye titiriw wo kwan a o matwa kwan o ma bo e wo man Ghana ekwan ya mobosia kwa ye wo no ma de kire
Prince me comes this year met me my invitation letter for the State of the Nation's address. And upon me sorry and I'm so a waste of time. I mean, if I'm quite hard for
state of the nation
because on my council,
wow.
And I was maybe a member of parliament and Kasano and Kamesori. You see, we have to show some anger. And this is almost fire for a ride. To what you know, cancer man, no answer or cancer.
Okay, we now patches a wine.
Ghana for
okay. No,
Ghana for. But I say, Ghanaians, either we don't feel the insult by him or in TRCS I mean, the language he uses.
And you can't see at him, did you?
You know it is not true. But say, if Ujidi say you are talking to a sensible person, over to me, who said you cannot. It doesn't make sense. And yet no krena woka. Unka. So who she any pana kasa? You read the person want to find and say, some of the guys say me free Kumasi, me two Kumasi 1 hour and me drew Accra with my car. Now him say nipa say the minimum time, no matter which car you are using, 2.5 hours. That's true. And son of it me do Accra. You won't say it. So ne kasa muno. Or can't someone he thinks that Sebi in him be so he is now telling us, look, don't let the people tell you have done something. Don't tell the people what you have done. Because it's a school dine also was here. A month for Muko school in a back case and pay school dine wa.
Nanado ne see.
Say you're quite away here. Omo de omo ka afaso no mbe kase na nado aye kwan wa nya na nado na ebe ka kire me se wa aye kwan from Bekwame to Kotwi because ye dey ama contract when 7 years ni e kwan ni yenye
baba sanity asanka Ghana for beto amamo 2016 wono ma bebrebe amu ye nyina achi samanfo anka.
You see, the man came to lie until Uko Sunday school pay. Uko be pay.
My Sunday school teachers pay.
Yeah, time. I mean, your time. Yes, dear. By any time, no. It got to a stage where a Sunday school teachers need to be brainwashed. And that day, no, say a boy too queer. I bet penny you queer because we want to go to heaven.
Yeah.
A business say heaven ho in see a tardy. Akwara bia su ni ho ano pese obeba na yakan se onkonko sinata ya see heaven ho ya nam gold so
yeah
e futuro ni ho wako school aba school so Ghana for ye school ya se white socks.
That's right.
She white boot obeba na ye brown o de akobobo ye sisi how you go through akwara bia ni ho a opefufu edi but open no was so ye dey e ka ho openidi on penny. So when they say heaven honum fufu ni abenko aka ya na aba besi wanim na wadia, everybody wanted to go to heaven. It's at that time uma kwanya ke be wu ni akọ heaven ho want to have everything free. E bi na nanado ye nanado was able to steady the Ghanaian and say Ghana for pentro. It is only in Ghana and now the whites call it proposal, Ghanaians call it lie. Oh, Kwako Brunino, so I'm going to propose to this lady. Ghana for them, Kwako lie. Because that is where Okowi no catch Roban, so Pune da same papadia. Airport in plane this one in I am papadia. The only time you get to find out Senyan papadia is when only the Kwako through plane now do or no go through checkpoint, check-ins. Now we say no, say airport no nyane there you be there. Sana na na ye. Free SHS. Ghana for bomu say back. He only got exposed when he went to BBC. Now host you say free SHS about cost to say. I say no, this one when I go back to my country I'll tell them. Now when himself country now be can free SHS. Why did you go to the BBC to go and do a program? No, nibi and in fact we nya.
Ntiba cost.
Now the Danko Akufo-Addo told Ghanaians that in 100 days he was going to pay all contractors.
Okay.
On the last time, 5th December 2022, and the contractors don't pay you for Sabah. They've not been paid since 2018.
As a matter of fact, now last week, almost Abekasai.
Meanwhile, Nanado promised, and you saw every contractor, including that of Oman, who are very sympathetic to the NDC, even voting for Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo because this man has made it so simple.
So we give
100 days, 3 months.
More fire.
So they gave him that opportunity. And see, one district, one factory. District be a bako. The narrative changed when he became president. And also there be PPP, and at the time, the only achievement in the one district, one factory, existing companies are there. Almost see, almost kakra. The Dako farms, the Topman farms, the all these things. They've been there. We thought that another they were still going to be there.
Unij.
So, one village, one dam. You do where we are, FDSU, and yet, let's say, maybe within the northern sector, okay, fine, but you bear the same, you bear cluster near the back. But you never said a cluster, you said one village. There's the difference between a village and a cluster of villages. So, Nanado, they lied to come to power, and they are still lying because Ghana for said, they've insulted us with the lie and want to come to power. How do you say why you are the papa when you 6,000 kilometers you have done 1,500? Now what you make in a parliament, now what you mean I can say I buy be any one more why you might say it's never true. Look at the project. So Kumasi International Airport. So John Mahama take Akunyaswa and can 2018 because it's a 2-year project and contractor no call site 2016. Nanado buy or horto adiano say or ye audit. 1 year he comes to recut sword, give it to the same contractor, the same amount, the same duration of time, 2 years. So in 2018, and there was a project in a year, 2018 in a project in a started. 2 years after 2018 is 2020. We are in 2023. There's no sign say we project so from 2018 19 20 21 22 23 6 years and you did a project you did 2 years now what's your idea and you want to sit down and listen to Nanado and he says my airport to Bain because as far as I am concerned the Terminal 3 completed under John Mahama. Intimate commission obesine, but ye use because you're a commissioner. Then it will now say I'm Pastor John Mahama EPP. He didn't just do the Terminal 3. The cargo section of the airport and being handled by McDan started after Terminal 3 and he started. Don't forget that there was a Terminal 2 built by the John Evans Atamas and John Mahama's administration. Terminal 2 and you move first and then one a year. I feel the night planes 2 to me load at the time and you have more boarding gates before a new terminal built by John Mahama and the cargo section when see the Tamale International Airport the whole airport.
That's right.
The Kumasi International Airport.
Ahono Muhammad is here.
John Mahama is here.
But I want to say some the come more achievement on say na pensioner who airport ni is here.
Nanado pension.
Want to
Oh sir.
I count my achievement. Voter region.
So apart from sir project ya mabosi. Tell me the Nanado buy a wire or say airport. Utimi kanfa na achievement.
Sea defense na no.
Sea defense dey here. Sea defense no dey here. Ana na do ban why sea defense na bi ni Ghana ha yenye bi. Ni wo ho no so yenye. As far as I'm concerned, sea defense a course so. A course within the Cape Coast ade. Project it was awarded under the John Dramani Mahama administration. They took over. They suspended. In fact, the Robert project na Accra, so may he so rest in peace. Wafa because he had contract in every will be fufro. What I'm saying is that with or without Nanado in government, the project never here. Nanado Nankasa by a day na why when he goes in and tell the people of Cape Coast, say Missy Airport, number C Harbor, Eddie Amamo in 2020. Na be seen na yen hu
no ba hu ya ne kan
na nado ne kan na ba hu ya kan bie
but okaka Peace FM say
na ni refi
za
because it was a manifesto launch and manifesto no ye ba launch no except of the manifesto
and about me
kan but o kan wie no and a very wise decision by say Cape Coast there, the Omu here will not be an airport, nor a harbour. Because from Cape Coast to Takoradi Harbour, it's less than 2 hours. And it's a harbour saw massive expansion by John Dramani Mahama.
So pictures no how between the two screens so Takoradi harbour no.
Ship are named to mean sea one.
Yeah.
And they see the number of ships are a docky. A dozen today, thanks to John Mahama. Then from Cape Coast to Accra, Tema Harbour. Ufri Cape Coast now by Accra. Maximum is 2 hours. You are at Tema. So it doesn't make sense to see ABC Harbour ni be war Cape Coast. But what is important to cut the traveling distance from Accra to Cape Coast.
That's right.
And so John Mahama and the NDC tells you that dualize the road from Kaswa to Cape Coast. So that if we Cape Coast about Kaswa do 2 hours, you can now use 1 hour to move from there and come in. So when you want to access the harbour or the airport, now if you Cape Coast within 1 hour, you get there. When you want to access the harbour or the airport from Takoradi, within 1 hour, nowhere there, nowhere draw. That was the turning point. And now they said David Mankasa, Baumia na Kokai. But so Baumia Kasa, you know, what has happened to Baumia? So it doesn't make sense. So they lie their way through to government, and they continue to lie.
Normal quickly. Abrabo no kro aponsima eduasa bako. Hene honorable Joseph Yamin and edwetwe nkomo power 97.9 Dwabo Ase dwumadi so. Honorable social legacy projects ahodo His Excellency John Mahama Jaya. Bako fresh wo ya adwene titiri free near course one ra. Ketia edwakase ya yesiye akoma so obi ya friend Dubai enra ejatom apart from Ketia yenim schools ahodo ayesia aka nwuram ohwe saglemi housing project edaso nwuram social san normal way na de to the fact say nana Dubai wa kase mu no hwinsi ya unu say I mean enra akoma so wow Ketia
no but when I look at the Ketia, the reason why I KJT and Yabubu no go from Nesa CDC is to avoid some of these things, especially say Uya Denya Ijadi, you cannot avoid say there will be a fire as long as there's electricity cables and stuff. But the struggle to get the fire quenched. Something a my bubu Katie and seen for. But already the kind of
thing. For not saying an
right. That's the area view of the KJTIA.
That's right.
But MPP bedru akonya so no. KJTIA was supposed to be commissioned in 2016 by John Mahama. Time wa John Mahama Baba commissioned before the elections. In fact, the day they cut a sword for the Kumasi International Airport was the same day. No, they Baba commissioned the KJTIA project. MPP assemblymen KJTIA. So Omum Prema young commission. No young chairman and they used a justification say KMA need a substantive chief executive, and that regional minister near to Aberia KMA benya a substantive chief executive. And you hold on to the commissioner. Nanado by a techie, no, this thing was commissioned in 2019. The entire taking is our time. No, you say car park. No, you sign redesigning. No, to use it as stores. And no difficulty. And no moving how the cars will get in and go and quench the fire.
Wow! And also now first floor.
Yes, you say cars. No, car park. No, you are turning into stores. No. impede access to the stores. I bet me no, so they are struggling, but na kente sa. So ni swade hu edi ye no. Enye sa ade ni na esisi ya. And to say obi gina baby no ka say na NDC for stores o mu si ye na jai den atoma. They should want to find out what redesign went into the project. Project ananka ebe wie no, ya wie a ye be commission in December 2016. Finally got commissioned in 2019 because there were some expansion of works going on there.
Wow.
But Senanado catch them say 120 billion of debt
here. Albertoso.
Which you can count Sagleme, which you can count Terminal 3, which you can count KJTIA.
That's right.
Which you can count Kumasi International Airport, which you can count Tamale International Airport. You can count the hospitals. You can count the universities. You can count the interchanges. You can count the railway from Tema through to Akosumbu. The air course is here. It's a 700 million project secured by John Mahama. The Tema motorway, the Circle interchange, the Abosuokai interchange ne ade na a part of the 120 billion Ghana cedis debt a car ne daho under the NDC administration. That's an another ba na from 120 to 200 to 300 to 400 to 500 billion.
Yeah. Almost 600.
Into your 120, which is an accumulation of debt by Kufuor, Rawlings, Atamils, and John Mahama. 4 presidents. And now my 120. One single president. My
575 billion.
Yeah. Na okachire and say, why ya dear Nikana or G Yanino. Or the aye impuntu nyuma when me and you cannot in any way pinpoint a juma and another danko akufu the 500 plus billion at the abwa and to the man not insulting us
and to add on was say no crowds one number what is a man for so mo pa kwai ben yes woni sika sabre ya obetimi dia wonya ya nkobeye besi asupiti
a waste because Nanado comes in and wasted Ghana's $10 million say or the year audit into the road contractor John Mahama they buy $10 million. You know the number of road I the 10 million by Nanado didn't struggle to get 10 million to pay the auditors to look into the contract. Antimi anchire one single inflated figure. Road so I antimi anya German waka. a part of the 500 billion a car deal.
Yeah.
So into Nanado's achievement, and then they say wakoboka amaya boka. You solve a problem by creating the problem, and then Nanado's achievement. Then we are sorry to have him as a president.
So that's the reason I was say most yenyi MPP in floor. But the big head the lamu facing a CI fufuro ya abato komisa edi abetu ya abedane kasa nkomo ahodo wo my Ghana. In fact, to the sense afarajan kra ya kamudie ni bi say guarantor system no. I mean say ofili say NID ne papa on use enu e. But I come here so we see Jina Kintini say ye beboa ma ya bato nwoma no ho ate. No kre.
You see MPP for Omo, I don't know who advises them. I'm not sure they have elders that advise them. And I'm not sure so Omo a drink Ghana.
MPP for.
Yeah.
That's about what they care about what commission.
James as well MPP.
I want a party card.
Me, I don't need to know a party card. Before I met me,
where is he chairperson?
She was an MPP before she became a EC.
Also a neutral.
But are you sure she's neutral? The actions no office are neutral. Bossman, the actions no office are neutral. Tell me who in the MP, the EC today are neutral. Because so when you're neutral, they will not make the silly mistakes they are making. But let me tell them, me say omopa, omoma yen use Nanado's birth certificate and Fantuaba in 2024. John Mahama will win the elections.
Hey.
It's not about see the Ghana card never but we see Ghanaians will vote against the MPP. Say if they think the NDC will go into the elections 2020 and they are lying.
And as a sign of the
no, but ye ma ukwan ma unya adea emfa nyansa den emma. Anybody that is a security expert, and you can call them the people you know, the Adam Bonas and
the
others.
Joseph Yamis.
If you want to call me, I'll come. You can call the Adam Bonas and others, no, to want to find out say, if they may make no, does it make sense or it doesn't. One of the national security threats to this country or any other country, mistrust in the government. It's a serious national security threat. Said man for no njia binding yet indi. Wow. A bind pia ne man for any confidence no. The country is sitting on a tenterhooks. We are on the fence. And anything unfortunately can happen. And none of NDC4 are trying to save this country by opposing the laying of that CI. And this say your election in the CA we need the like I told you, I'm the Nanado birth certificate, which is going to be difficult to acquire. You bet Jabba 20 hours. When we get to a point, we may get there. Many opportunity I could see there were America. And I learned grassroots mobilization and the American elections. In America, we are there who crowd card there, but you register to vote. Or more that day no one kasa to you can still go there and register self as to Abba. We are American. Electoral Commission, you know, and you are on a compile in some states or compile register. The Electoral Commission is only monitoring political parties or more campaign. Sika or Munya, who and who is supposed to donate to them. Electoral Commission is not the one declaring results and doing these things. So, we are American citizen, and what proves that you are American citizen is your passport or any form of identification or
That's right.
So, when you attain the age of voting, you go to any of the political parties' office and register that you vote. And at a point, I know the Republican Party, no. Now, man for be registered Republican chairman, no, state chairman, no, catch look, this man has registered to vote, but he's here registering and he says he will vote for the Democrat. me sorry catch them say this thing will never happen in Ghana. So by me chain also better MPP, I may register no all right. But the name will never appear on the register on the day of voting.
Because or 20.
Wow. But that is not there. We are happily or they submit then ako ama udia PS then ato. So if at a point we think that the only reliable identification in Ghana will be the ECOWAS card, I friend Ghana card, no, we will use it and say oh, ba, fair no efabra. But at this current situation, yeah, they are no year Juma and year because and you be an obi, and that the only being in forms what it is the government's incompetence, inability. So why should I suffer for a crime that I know nothing about?
But you see, no GDS say, card name anyone. If we be fi say, sikabi be
no yam fan ya because as can ya Canada da. Isi no ankasa what ho. Ontimi conduct any election today because or the whole day 2024 returning officers or the omuka. Because abiding to mean even 2020 elections, no. Omo year Juma year 2020, they are still complaining. Say he's in India day and to Omuka. The electoral, the NIA Sikano, abiding cast you and then you see Oika Carabin, the Canan and Nipanesano say even into another negotiation as to say or the free beam and I often free beam in do that stage, you know.
Yeah.
It's when we agree on it. Na ye ma kwa ma the year juma na edru stage na antimi anye ya, can we reverse it back? We can't. So ye bibia correct and sana ya take off. What you want to say?
Ntimu jinetia.
Ntibe jinetia.
And it appears the munya support because Canada Japan okasa osompa FM TV yenti ni kakra bi. Ono kra the argument here we advance say eye dan na Ghana card eno ba be ye ade was me dan and so some ye Ghana ni azan ya twemidi e wa bato nwoma ni. In fact CDD so aka say sa na monya ye etui e betime si amanfo bebre ho kwan so mintimi nto aba. Dr. Kwadwa Farajan so de nanu atum ba Canada Japan ye tie no.
When you are talking to an American, even Ghana near wakoye American citizen, is so proud to hold American passport. Ghana, Monradi, bogus decisions. And I wonder those who sit there and take such decisions. Say a whole Ghana passport. Mosi yakotwa baye mi enfa Ghana passport too. We've lost our identity to national identification. What?
So you are against this?
I am
Ghana
against
card
it. I am against it. I am against it. Say a whole nationality. A dear Netimima me who said me a Ghana ni. I am a passport. Now, we are saying, sir, we will not even be allowed to use our passport because certain number of people, Omunya Ghanaians, are holding it. The same applies to national identification.
Honorable, I mean, at the end of I mean, honestly, MPP ni. Meaning, say, yeah, or more MPP ni na a force edge na issue.
Nansemu meko Krubiso. Na airport ho. Na mani Ghana ni bi na ejina airport ho. I say, here I'm checking in, Honorable. And with this passport, I'm identified as a Ghanaian. But unfortunately, when I get to my own country, this one will not guarantee me as a Ghanaian. This is a Ghanaian. In other countries, your passport tells you which country you come from. So immediately, I'll pay you. They'll say, oh, you are Ghanaian. You're going to Ghana. Where from you? I mean, if I know free away, then obviously I say, Ghana. We are not 10 was so honorable, but unfortunately, immediately I land at Kutuka. This document will not identify me as a Ghanaian.
But passport, no beyond our passport.
No.
So the guarantor system comes in. Also problem or
Santina
minus the foreigners.
Yenti has to say, Anna Ghana card, no, you will be a Ukuram, you know. Also, for be a Ukuram, you know. kodani asem ye den ewo what court in as men come as in beam. It's not about say as no can men come as in beam. So Ghana card no Lankasano. Is it free? There are a lot of people at Ghana card no or more aye double registration, you know that. And Yahoo do but not through any fault of theirs because why we acquire and famano, you see who a system no emu may me ask ye a rai. You call police or G police are there, ye decoy. Yes, search it. Nadia no swa eniso. Yes, search ya eniso. Yes, search ya eniso. Then NIE for Nankasa a place to say on sign another registration. Wow. Only or shall say so registration. I pops up and says why a double registration.
Wow.
How? So it's a system in young perfecting. So why do we experiment with such a system? Number one, you be and will be. Number two, it's not proof free. And we are gambling the future of this country, the peace of this country in such a system. A system it doesn't make sense. And you're only a political party that is only interested in winning elections, not on the basis of why they were performing well, Ghana for confidence, but it is how he can manipulate the system. But I'm telling you that our system now also based on manipulating there. We are going to resist it.
It won't happen, eh?
Prince, the former Ashanti regional minister, said, "Oh yeah, Juma, because upon all the stations now, Honorable Sapon so show there."
That's right.
And then it means that we heard you, man. James Ochiana be
Honorable Sapo.
Who nache? Say.
But I'm not so fresh. Say, omo person mo no kasa so. Omo questions as well. Omo person mo busa. Yebo omo kwan. Honorable Sapo be bia wo bia ye che. That's why say o hwe dwumadi former Ashanti regional minister. Yema kwan na monfre na adwenche bia ho so no monfa betai enkomo ya ye ne Honorable Joseph Yamin ADA. Numbers near 020-898-4166 and 050-000-0257. 050-000-0257. 020-898-4166. Honorable Joseph Yamin, a national organizer ma NDC ama yukono no na ya ne bo mpuni mpu ha ye din komo so far. Ese bebere ho am person mo to dem. First caller. Hello morning. Hello. Mr. Odina baby am free.
Yeah, me did it. I brought you because every such a complaint.
I been at you.
Yeah, because I'm a family that was in my own say, honorable video, Wakata. Wakata Wakata no was a NDC for no, they mean business. Almost Mabano, they mean business. Now they mean business, they are. Now, yes, to party for no, you can see who almost in action. In a sense, because such a front place, I'm a what's in the meeting. Some of the executive members, maybe I wish to say, and can inform me about down. More than any mere personal dominant system, no more to near me. This is when they say, last week, and yet say, the directive about say, you hear member of parliament, members of parliament, some parliament, no more be in Kikahobi. Now, some running at the bar, sitting MP. That week in there, Mono.
Mr. Body, tell Mom why a man for line.
Okay, o meeting call for a table. O meeting a more table. The other say, on my police, did you will be a cell phone? Sebeya will be entering capture. But without thinking, say, a business I will and say, on betting me testify. As the advance say, no honor or no more campaign.
At to a point in a say, say, honorable Yamini and this in California, Omonia Day.
I said, so much of any action, dear. I need to say a shamra, as I said, oh, my shamra within the party, don't see a ditto.
Mate, Medase, I'm a corner scholar, Hona, Yan Twasso, 020-898-4166 and 050-000-0257. Hello, morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Odina, baby, I'm free.
Mohammed,
Mohammed Yentio.
Madam Adeo, maybe I'm to Bobana. That honorable Joseph so out. Now, the attorney say, Ghana card now, the 2024. me ma dwen ho amentia Ghana card in something and I Ghana card and the minister and this phone say iPad meet now more canon do I am monko no one got so much because almost not one almost nema fire because the monko not the montias ya omonso omo fa ho adene akwan ni ko so bia wo bi person bia wo ni ko so bia wo is it the omo plan bi bia za ko no mfa ni wo
okay
yes let's say got na is friend this domonko attack meeting no
mate me da say mama ko frɛ for akasi ma be insia na dwumadi na ba na wie ne honorable Joseph Yamina wa national organizer MNDC amanyo ko no alasa mesuna e de message fitama e na about say Kwame woni honorable Yami mu mislead Ghana for e ECOWAS card nya Ghana card why hello morning so honorable Yami ka say ECOWAS card hello morning
hello aponga
Nyamena do me ho ya wudi na ba bia free
the Kasa Central region, including the Vincent Alameti.
Of I ain't you.
No, but oh, no, I'll find a project and Obeji to start Kudo to the audio new register. Obeche and on the 4th Bianua or the mayor election, bear 15 20 years into for the Brigadian. Then on the cap of the Bawaji, what say we not a career Ghana card, actually, what the be. If you're doing this and the mark with the question, and I will be telling
okay, honorable Yami ati dia interested in besi akwai. Yanko the next caller. Hello morning. Hello.
Hello.
Mr. Udina baby of free.
Because free asafo.
Of I ain't you. Hey, asafo. Na ketia na eja tomi. Yay.
Hello.
Yentie why?
Oh, Mamentia, Honorable Joseph Yami, okay, the modern ma of a stumble and my end is starting. Now, some Kaka make catch Honorable Joseph Yami say, a Santa rages and peace never ham. Keeping body more from. Who one ma? The bit Makoto Abbey, delegate a year of it. And so you would lose and obey to me, but of course. Original wine now. Actually, we what I say? The one no move on Santa region. From
it more party executives here day because some party executives no almost song of one some moment to about.
Yes, you will someone step it down.
Hey,
yes, because Obloma. Obet me a year delegate a year Mukoti. But national wine now.
Mate, me da say, young go for about non crap house medu numunsia, dear would chat to any. Hello morning.
Morning.
Udina baby of free.
I'm very near
a very young way.
Hello.
Abo Yami Joso. Afari tie be free TV so afari tie mo phone so why? Zamu. Emi so obecha Honorable Yami. We hu Honorable Yami man ani agea afari kokobe on and ne de bai. My member message we every Joakim was say what the president went to do in Parliament is that he realized it's been a long time we Ghanaians enjoy the jokes of the likes of Nkomodene Santo. Intina Okoye Kwame, I can't think for your president with you. Srekwakwa Semno Edoson. Efo Walanyo Chepo share all the way ewo eye hohoi. Was it catch Honorable Joseph Yami say wo boy juma papa Yami shano. Efo yesha ache. Honorable you see, you cat for and some baby about such and from place and then some umbrana moshe no amount for butcher. And look, how are you monitoring? Say, Koswa.
No, sir, constituency phone will have to report to us because we deal directly with the constituency. I don't know, but my main last moment in ensure NDCBR say. National executives no ya slow kakra bi because of the presidential parliamentary elections. Because any activity be a no is going to coincide with Ubi campaign. And immediately after the primaries, 13th May, real work begins. So as at now, the secretariat is being managed very well by Fifi Kote.
That's right.
The party is being steered in the right direction by Siedun Ketia. The organizational wing is being handled. You put Nyoma in place.
Women's wing.
Everybody will see something of the organizational wing, because they fall under it.
Okay.
And youth organizer celebrating a birthday.
That's right.
Mama belated birthday, even though no one can party on Friday. But Nanado Suvan is Nanado Ama Hochiraba and his birthday no you open a cababa. You show Connor Nozosana Jawa and Kakra. But so Bibia Bekoso, we want to assure any NDC person say we are going to face the MPP and face them squarely. Some of you say we will go into the election without being prepared. There is a lie. We are ready to conquer them in 2020.
But elections, Maputo constituencies be on hold.
Yeah. In fact, that's now about 20 constituencies.
Okay.
On hold for various reasons. So, if you say it be more Bianca be impede the process now, so Yamano. And go because there are a lot of issues that we need to resolve it. So after we then we'll now get it cleared.
And Papemu NDC Mwana.
No, it's everywhere, especially when we have conferences.
NDC Assembly
contests. NDC Papa it is everywhere. It is everywhere. If you be say oh mammy and sa no na member no mutimi di hene mani ye ya we yan beto ho afie no mu che. So Rahel was bent on choosing between Jacob and Esau. So it was no Rebecca. Rebecca
yeah.
Choosing between
Jacob and Esau.
A do baby, he chose Isaac in Yayan, God, remember Esau. Rebecca was giving it to Jacob. So a do stage, now was said Rebecca a BB, showing that up Jacob as something Esau. At the end, the brothers had to come together once again because they had done for. So a drew stage be you find it it's normal, but a trem we are then we move forward, and that's what I'm saying. Say, no pepe said the bear the fatan near the money we are will not spend time to reconcile it.
Last question. NDC I already saw over pre to me 2024.
In fact, we are G to me in 2024. I will do it with John Dramani Mahama.
Mahama ni message.
Oh, don't worry. Ghana are not looking for message, they are looking for development, and they saw it in John Mahama, and that is what they are going to do through.
Honorable Joseph, I mean,
now Prince,
yes, honorable.
Maybe I mean who Mike?
Big Mike, or around Doctor.
No,
Mike.
but you see, no, maybe I no Mike. Ne, a friend is Ima. So Mama Betraha. Okay.
My baby, no make Mike. I had the review. Daddy want me on it. I know the answer kakava.
Me love how you wine for me. You kill me when you.
What the boss?
You are the only one I
was your father. You will see, but it's such a door cost on about the beba. Yade yes, Sikane, Tadiane, and no matter who do come Risiane, Yanka, Wabra, Easter Eba. It's honorable meaning so also there. Now also do a one diabetes. And also program my East door.
You see, I have something that we need to do at this point. In Korea, they are struggling to also join the festive season.
Yeah.
In Tianya, you will be, we have to help them also to enjoy. I endorse it, and I think that will be a before.
That's right. Fantastic. It's the number on the good screen. So 059-721-5419. East Chawo door. You best yet Nyame Friday Bojaye. You better find a form of Friday debate. Ajima in power near what best is here.